All right. Good morning. Welcome to the pod. Josh. Good morning. Celebrity Farmer
Good morning.
is in the building.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
You
good to be here.
you don't look like a farmer.
How do farmers look?
He looks more like a celebrity. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they call me celebrity farmer.
How's the farm?
Yeah, farm's good. Farm is a good place, actually.
Okay. Farm is a good place.
Yeah, it's a place to be.
Just have you like inside the mic.
You say?
Let's have you talk inside the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. How did you find yourself in the farm? What's your story like?
Okay. Will I say it's a good story?
Okay.
I found myself on the farm after my university, but that wasn't the plan.
Real talk.
That wasn't the plan. I actually wanted to study civil engineering
Okay.
from the beginning because I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps. But along the line, something happened. So I changed mine. Wanted to study veterinary medicine, but because of some technical things,
Okay.
so I decided to swap from vet. Okay, let me just be real here. After my secondary school, I applied Unimed. I wasn't given admission. So then I now went to Federal University of Agriculture in Makurdi, Benue,
Okay.
to start with REMS because it was late already. So I now started remedial there. So after the JAM and the REMS, I couldn't get the cutoff mark for veterinary medicine,
Okay.
which was 220, and my JAM was 200. So I was advised to switch, but I never wanted to leave that agri line. So I decided to go for animal science, which is a Bachelor of Agriculture.
Okay.
So that's how. But still, I kept telling myself that after this university, I'm going to keep the certificate aside and focus on other things because I thought I would never use that certificate in my life. But after my university, while I was waiting for NYSC, because I had passion for baking, and before I finished my university, I was somehow expert in baking because I started learning since when I was in 100 level during my semester break. But I now told myself that is it not better to open a bakery since I can bake cake, I can make bread, cookies, donut, meat pie, even shawarma.
Okay.
So I decided to say, okay, that's for me to stay for 6, 7, 8 months. At times, it can take you up to a year, like in my school before you go for service. So I decided, this long break, I can't just stay and be doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I decided to open a bakery, and I started baking small things. Before you know it, I enrolled people. People started coming to my bakery to learn. Yeah. So after like 9 months, I was called for service.
Okay.
And I left. So and I went to the camp. And still there. When it was time for Said, that's a skill acquisition.
Yeah.
I opted for baking also. So I now started learning new skills within that 2 weeks, which was given to us.
Yeah.
So after the Sahid, there was a competition. in Said. So I applied to contest in my own platoon for baking, because then there was baking competition, ICT, bag making, shoe making, makeup, and all of that. But I went for the baking. So I represented my
Platoon.
platoon, which was platoon 3. So, and I won
Wow.
the competition,
Wow.
and then everything just changed. And I told myself, like, you are good in this part. Why can't you just focus on this? So I forgot everything about agriculture. I abandoned everything about agriculture and I focused on baking. And so from there, when I was posted to my PPA, I was still teaching core members how to bake and all of that. And then after my NYC, I wanted to do a program for core members. Like I want them to see Said, not like just to go and sleep or to catch fun in camp or during NYC, but it's something that if you hold it very well, after your NYC, even if there's no work, at least you can do something for yourself. So that's how Anan said, why can't I just try and organize a competition, NYC competition for the whole state in Ondo? That's where I served.
Okay.
So
As a core member.
yes, no. After X.
Okay.
So, but I wrote the proposal before leaving. When I was rounding up my service, I wrote the proposal.
Okay.
So I now submitted the proposal to the state coordinator.
Okay.
So when I left, after like months, like 6-7 months, I was called upon that Tash, because that's the name they know me, Tash Cakes. Tash, do you really want to do this, your competition? But how are you going to source for money? I said, I don't need money from you people. I just need endorsement from NYC. If I can get endorsement letter, I will use that endorsement letter to source for fund. They said, just that? I said, yes. So after like a month, they sent me the endorsement letter. So I used the endorsement letter and I started sourcing for fund. I started writing letters to Globalcom, MTN, Bank of Industry, my bank, that's Fidelity Bank.
Okay.
But no one responded to the letter. It was only Bank of Industry. They now called me that they have seen the proposal, oh, this and I want to do this, oh, but they want to go for the prizes. So they will put everything together, sum of everything, and give me money for the prizes. And the money for the prizes then was like 1.1 or so. And they sent the money to me. So when I was sending the money, I said, this is your Tash Cakes and food. Do you have an account? I said, no. They said, no, they cannot send me money direct to my account. I have to open account with that. So that's how I registered the account, the company business name, and I opened the account. And that's how they send the money. And I sourced money from other people. Even my dad contributed a lot. And that's how the competition was success. So then after that, and I said, since this thing is going like this, why can't I try for the whole country? So I wrote a proposal again.
Wow. Cake competition for the whole country.
Yes, not only cake competition, but Sahid competition for the whole country.
Okay.
You get
For core members.
For core members only. Not only cake, baking, ICT, shoemaking, and all of that. So I wrote a proposal. I want to organize it for the whole country. But unfortunately, it was not approved. So after that, I was just there.
It was not approved by NYC?
Yes, by NYC. So after that, I was just there. It was nothing. And after
were you discouraged?
Not really, because I know that I have tried a lot of things that didn't work out. So
okay, normal.
Yes, it's a normal thing. So I believe that even if I try more than maybe like 100 times, I will not stop. So I was just thinking, I was just thinking about other things that I will do because I know myself. I'm not a lazy person, so I always want to do something. I really want to do something. So I said, if it is like that, since this thing is not coming, maybe they might approve this thing late. Let me look for a farm. Even if it is a volunteer work, let me start from there.
Okay.
So I called one of my uncle. He was working for the former speaker. And then I told him that if there would be a chance in Yakudo grass farm, that I would love to be going there so that at least I will have experience, feel experience.
Yeah.
So he said that, okay, I should not worry, that you will talk to to them if there will be a chance. So he spoke with them. After like a month, he called me that I can start going there. So I thought that it was a voluntary stuff, but they started paying me. So they gave me an appointment as their staff.
Wow.
So they now pushed me to livestock department. So I started working there. From there, I started getting a lot of experience there. So it's a long story anyway, but I have to summarize it because if I will give details of everything, I don't think we can finish it this month.
Yeah. So that was the story of how you switched from.
Yeah, that's how I switched from baking to farm. So from there, started visiting people farms, this and that. Then I said, I think this agri will be my final bus stop. Then I'm not going to try anything again. So I think this is the best place for me. Coupled the fact that that's my field. Yes, I have a bachelor in agriculture from Federal University of Agriculture. So why am I running from agri? So I decided to fall back to agriculture. So that's how.
How about the name? How did the name come about? Celebrity farmer.
Okay, our people, if you go out there and you say that you are a farmer, people will just look at you like
you have to look like a farmer.
You have to look like a farmer. You have to be dirty. And because people still have that mentality of traditional way of farming, not knowing that agriculture has evolved to another level, not like before, not like our forefathers. Agriculture is fun, not like before that you will suffer. If you're a farmer, you will look this, you will look that. But now, I'm just trying to show people that agriculture is not the way it used to look before. So, and I said, okay, I will be a celebrity farmer. I will tell people, I will tell the whole world that farming is actually fun. And it's something that we cannot just do without. So, and as a youth, and I'm advocating for this. So, and I know what is in farming. And I know what I have benefited from farming. And I know the situation of farming in Nigeria. And I don't need anybody to tell me anything about farming in Nigeria. It is about the government policy, we know. It's about how to increase yield, we know. So why can't I encourage my fellow youth to embark on farming?
Yeah, okay. Talking about how to increase yield, government policies, and what have you. You spoke well about how you switch your career from baking, which is obviously part of agriculture, value chain. It's part of food processing. So you were still in the same field, but you were just doing something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about agriculture in Nigeria, looking at the population of Nigeria, we have millions of people, which Nigeria obviously is the most populated black nation in the world. And mostly Africans are known with peasant farming. They are known with farming as their major occupation. But if you look at the current situation of Nigeria, we have the amount of people that are hungry is nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
We have millions of people that are hungry and millions of people that are living under the economic cap of $1.90
Yeah.
per day. What is the way forward?
Yeah. I think our government, they know what exactly they're supposed to do. It's just that they just don't want to do it because it's a very simple stuff to do. All right, let's start this way. Of recent, it was everywhere on social media. I don't think it's up to a week.
Okay.
The government, they were saying that they want to crash the price of goods,
Items.
foodstuff, goods in the market. Then, when I saw that, I laughed. How will you crash the price of goods in the market? How? Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this way. I'm a farmer.
Okay.
You are government, right?
Yeah.
You did not subsidize herbicide for me.
One.
You did not subsidize fertilizer for me.
Two.
Farm inputs like tractor and all of that. I bought this thing with fortune, a lot. Then now you come in to tell me to crash the price of my.
So if I might get you correctly, you are against that.
No. It's not that I'm against that. There's no way.
It's not feasible.
There's no way you will buy things. You will buy things we will buy herbicide, fertilizer expensive like that. All the farm input, they are expensive.
And then you sell it at a subsidized.
Then you now sell it outside. No, who does that?
Okay, what about market people that buy at subsidized rate and inflate profit? What about that?
Okay, let me say in Nigeria, they kept saying that, okay, we have supplied so bags of grains to the market at subsidized rate. And this, have you ever seen that?
We've seen them passing,
all these people buying,
we don't see
all
them
these
around.
people buying, all these marketers buying things, they buy it at higher price, and you don't expect them to come and reduce it. Then, even if you buy it, okay, let's for example, you buy beans, 1,000 per mudu.
Okay.
Then you buy it from Bauchi or from Taraba or from Adamawa, and you are taking it to Lagos,
okay,
or to Enugu, or Onitsha. Then definitely you will not sell it 1,100. You cannot sell it 1,200, because if you sell it 1,100, that should be your price. Because you buying it 1,000.
What is the fair price?
Because you buying it 1,000, you cannot go and sell it 1,000 because you are doing nothing. You are buying it and you are taking it to Lagos for profit's sake. And then buying it 1,000 and taking it to Lagos to sell it 1,000, you know that definitely it will not work. But you have to now put all the things you've spent, transportation, and don't even go there. If you want to talk about transportation, don't even go there.
Yeah.
Because transportation is like, I don't know.
So what should be the fair value?
The fair value.
Yes, that one should sell. If you are picking goods from the north and taking it to the south.
Now,
what is the fair? For example, beans. Let's talk about beans.
Yes, you know that we all do business. We all do business because of profit.
Yes, of course.
And then you are not supposed to rob your people while you are putting in your profit. You're supposed to be fair.
Yeah.
In regulating your price. You get. There's no way you use the advantage, okay, because there's scarcity of food in the northwest or in the west or east. Then there's availability of food in the north. Then you buy it, you get, and you take it there, and you want to use that advantage to sell it there. No. That's the advice I'm giving to.
Well, mostly this is the reality in Nigeria.
Yeah.
As far as Nigeria is concerned.
Yeah, I know. But government will only come in if they can subsidize all of this that I mentioned, the farm input. If they can subsidize this farm input, they will have what? They will have power over price control. But now they don't.
Really?
Yes, they don't. And they can't.
Okay, you mean now the government cannot impose
No,
a
you cannot.
price?
You cannot impose. Okay. Like now, let's leave the farmers aside.
Okay.
Let's say the traders.
Mm.
Okay. I import things. There are some things that we don't do here in Nigeria. We import them. And there are some things we do in Nigeria, but we use fuel, diesel, to manufacture them.
Process.
You
Okay.
process them.
Yeah.
And you know the price of diesel and petrol in this country.
Yeah.
You get?
Sorry.
Okay. Now, I used to produce maybe pure water. Maybe like, I spend maybe like 10 naira on one sachet. Now, I'm spending almost 15 naira. If I'm spending 15 naira, I cannot sell it for that 15 naira. If I sell it that 15 naira, then which means I'm not making any profit. If I'm not making profit, then what will I use to pay my staff? So you have to add your profit. That's it. But I want to tell you this, and I want to tell everyone.
Okay. Everyone, are you listening?
Yes. That this situation is in the hands of government.
They have the power to.
They have to have power to do everything.
Fix it.
To fix
and
it.
To break
and
it
it's
further.
a simple policy.
Okay.
So why are we buying herbicide 5,000, 9,000 per liter? Why? Because dollar is 1,516 now.
Yeah.
So why? But they're saying crashing price, while price of things are increasing. Price of things are increasing, and it is increasing because of price of petrol. You cannot transport goods from one wing to the other wing of the country without spending money on transport. And the money on transportation is huge. Why? Because the petrol is expensive. Farming that used to be for poor people, now poor people cannot farm. Now it's for rich people.
You have to be rich, of course.
You have to be rich to farm. You have to be rich to farm. Okay. Just if you are farming 1 hectare of rice, for example, as a poor man, at least I know that you will use like 1 bag of
fertilizer.
1 bag of rice if you are planting rice.
Okay.
At least you are not using anything less than like 75 to 80 kg of rice, of clean rice on that land. Do you know how much is paddy rice? That is 75 to 80 kg.
How much?
You can get it like now, 80 to 90,000. So if you are buying 1 bag, 80 to 90,000 of paddy rice, what about fertilizer? What about herbicide? The people that work for you. What about the tractor that will plow the farm? If you put all this thing together, you will now see that poor man cannot farm. You get? But if these things that I mentioned are affordable, everybody will venture into farming.
Yeah.
And now, let me tell you another thing.
Okay.
Government are supposed to be the one farming, not the masses. Not the masses farming.
Okay.
Not the masses farming. Government are supposed to be the one farming. Then we, the masses, will now support. But now they have left everything to the masses, and the population is increasing all the time, and we depend solely on rain in Nigeria, and we have passed that level because of our population. There's no way we will be farming
the rainy season,
and you expect to feed
the whole nation.
But if government should step in so that our people will not start doing all year round farming, that's irrigation, both rain season and dry season farming.
We have all the resources.
Yes, we have.
For irrigation.
We have all these things. That's why I said it's government.
What happened to the Fadama project and whatever? What happened to it? It's a long story.
It's a long story. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, it's a long story. So I want to say that everything that's happening in our agricultural sector is the government. Government can decide to transform everything within a day, and it will work out if they have the interest.
Okay.
Just the way they have interest in oil. Yes. Just because the way they have interest in
the
oil.
the crude oil in Nigeria was, I think it came to existence from proceeds from the agricultural sector.
Yeah.
Granules.
Yeah.
Grains and the rest.
Yeah.
It was those agricultural proceeds that was used to fund the project of crude oil in Nigeria. And Nigeria are now abandoning agriculture. You can imagine.
Nigeria
so what will be your advice to the government on this current situation that they are trying to cut down prices? What should they do immediately to arrest the problem?
If they want to regulate the price, which means they have to subsidize farm input.
Okay.
Yes, agricultural input. They have to, because you cannot buy your agricultural input with high price, and then government will now come and crash the price for you. You cannot import things or produce things or manufacture things expensive, then you now
sell it at negative value.
Who does that? No, they don't do that. But my advice is that they know. That's why at times I said they don't even need advice, because they know.
So why are they doing that? Is it due to incompetence?
I don't know.
What's happening?
Just because they don't have the interest. They don't have our interest at heart. Because I think our government are focusing on oil, not knowing that agriculture supersedes everything.
Yeah.
Agriculture in Nigeria is bigger than oil. But we have what? We have closed our eyes toward agriculture. Now, see the way we are in Nigeria, the kind of land we have in Nigeria, which we have not even cultivated 1/4 of it.
Majority of Nigerian landscape is uncultivated.
Yes. But now, the kind of hunger that's in this country, that there's no food. No food in Nigeria. Nigeria, hope of agriculture. The hope. But we don't have food.
Wow.
People are finding it difficult to eat even 2 times in a day. One self. The poor masses, they can't go to farm again. Not because of insecurity, just forget about that one. Keep that one aside. Because things are high. They cannot afford fertilizer. They can't afford even the seeds to plant. They cannot afford. They can't afford seeds to plant. They can't afford fertilizer. They can't afford herbicide. They can't afford all the. Why? Because it's high. The prices are high. People are looking for money.
In a nutshell, what you're saying is government should review policies.
No, subsidize. They should come in. They should carry it on their head, like they're carrying oil on their head. That's the only way.
You know, Nigerian economy is dynamic in nature. It's very difficult at times to make changes.
Yeah.
As people might say, okay, government should do this or that. Sometimes it's complicated.
Yeah.
But I think if you have experts that are good in that field, they should be able to implement such policies. To my own opinion, I feel the governments are lacking in that capacity. We have people that can actually do that.
Expertise in government, but they have closed their eyes.
That's it.
Improving all of these policies. We have a lot of them. We have people that are able and capable, but they have closed their eyes. You get?
Due to political reasons?
No.
Or selfish reasons?
For selfish reasons. They only do things that will benefit them. Anything that will, that's how I look at it. Anything that will benefit the masses, they don't. But anything that will benefit them, and not knowing that they are there for the masses. See, in Nigeria, we are not supposed to be talking about food, because we are supposed to be bigger than that.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to talk about food. We're not supposed to. We are supposed to be talking about technology. We're supposed to be talking about something. If it is food, you get it. We are supposed to be in that stage that anywhere you are in this world, when they mention Nigeria, if they see you as a Nigerian, they have seen food. Yes, yes, because of what we have.
Yeah.
But
No doubt.
we are not
No doubt.
even close to that. But it is we that we are suffering of hunger. It is we that hunger is killing us in this our country. Why? Because of our leaders. All these things that say, they don't have expertise to do this one. Our government, maybe they are not aware of this. They know. It's just that.
They know better.
Yes, they know better.
Okay.
That's it.
Still in the issue of food, because today we are here to talk about food, of course.
Yeah.
By the
That's
way,
what
I
we
think
need.
I've been to your university.
Okay.
During my secondary school days, we went there for excursion,
Okay.
and I can say that there is a lot of facilities there and resources for
Yeah.
one to learn or to study agriculture.
Yeah.
It's one of the best agricultural
Yeah.
university in
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about that, what should the government do with regards to that? Should the government build more colleges of agriculture or more universities of agriculture? And how many of them do we have currently?
Yeah. For now, established one.
Mm.
We have 3 Federal University of Agriculture.
Quite unfortunate.
Yes. And then we have a lot of colleges of agriculture, which I can't even know how many, but we have a lot. But
Estimate 100, 200.
no, not close to that. Not close to that. But the issue is not even establishing University of Agriculture. That's not the issue. Establish, how are you using this graduate and all these professors and doctors from that university or graduates from those universities?
Mm.
You get, it's not establishing. Okay, establishing, graduating. Then we have a lot of expert roaming down the street and nothing. Then there will be no impact. You get?
Yeah.
We have farmers. We have a lot of farmers, both the one that have been to the university, to school, and the one that they have never seen the corner of university or school in their entire life, and they are doing well in agriculture. All what they need is
Support.
good policy, government policy that will make agriculture thrive in this country. You get? But like I said, government need to subsidize farm input for us to have enough food in Nigeria. People want to farm, but they cannot afford. You get?
Yeah.
Nigerian is fertile, but there's no resources for the poor man to do farm. That's why I said no one does it better than government. It's government.
Fact.
I have not even seen any state that owns a farm or federal government owning a farm. Not like owning a small research farm or no. I mean like
farms.
have a farm that they have like thousands of workers. Okay. God has blessed each state in Nigeria. If you call Taraba,
Vast
you
land.
will not say, we know Taraba with rice farming. If you mention Kebbi, you say, yes, Kebbi, they are known. You mention Sokoto, you know what Sokoto are capable of. You mention Jos Plateau State, you know what Jos. You mention Benue, we know.
It's unique.
Then why can't our government, federal government, let's start from federal government, direct all the state government, there's scarcity of food in this country. So I want all the government now to focus on agriculture. Let's focus on agriculture. What are we supposed to do now? Put our heads together. Call all the professors, the doctors, people that are expert in this field, so that we will save this country from this
Issues of
this
agriculture.
issue of food crisis and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can decide to come to Bauchi. Oh, Bauchi people, what are we good in? farming. Is it rice? Is it corn? Then government will now say, okay, let's have a huge maize farm in Bauchi that owns by government. You get? We can have like thousands of hectares in Bauchi, which we have. Okay, let's farm corn. And this corn is for government.
It's government.
No, whether federal government, whether state government, but let's just have like a maize farm in Bauchi. Then they will cultivate. Normally, federal government, they should have their silos and barns for saving, for storage. Okay, they will store grains there. They will now go to Benue. Benue, what are you people good in doing? They farm yam,
cassava.
they farm cassava, they farm this. Oh, let's have like hundreds of thousands of hectares for yam cultivation. Okay, Benue people, I want you people to feed the whole nation with yam. You go to Sokoto, what are you people going to? Okay, maybe beans. So Sokoto people are good in doing beans. Okay, we're going to have land. We'll supply all the things that we need. They will farm hundreds of hectares for government. Sokoto people feed the entire nation with beans. They'll go to KB. KB people are good in farming rice. KB, please, we want you people to farm this. Not coming to tell them we want. No, you are providing everything. The seed, the fertilizer, the herbicide, the tractor, everything that they need on that farm. And that farm, they will have a lot of youth, old, women, men working on that farm. Yes, because if government really mean to do something, do you know that they can do anything?
Yeah.
So it's a simple and a tiny thing for government to cultivate hundreds of thousands of land in the north, because the north, they contribute more than 75% of the food that we eat in this country, and there's still land
On top.
hundreds of thousands of land untouched. But now everything that we are eating in this country is being produced by the masses. The poor masses. The poor masses. And the poor masses, they don't have the strength to produce that capacity. You get that quantity.
Again.
That quantity. We poor people, we don't have the money now to cultivate that quantity that will feed the entire nation. But if the masses and the government come together, farm, government are farming, we the masses, we are supporting, there will be food every nook and cranny of this country.
And with that, the government will be able to regulate the prices.
They will regulate the price. If they say they can wake up
Easily.
in the morning, they can wake up and say, see, from today, rice will be 100 naira per mudu. And it will stand.
And
Why?
when
Because
everybody-
they have everything in their store. They have rice, they have yam, they have corn, they have beans, they have everything.
If you don't want to sell,
If you don't
they'll
want to
bring
sell, they
theirs
have
and they'll
now.
sell.
They have. And after all, they have subsidized everything.
Yeah.
You get? They have subsidized everything. Even we, the local farmers, that we are supporting the government, they have subsidized everything. So you have no reason not to follow the price. If government wake up in the morning and say, today price of rice is 100 naira, you have to do what is your excuse of not following taking the price of government? What is your excuse? You don't have excuse. Why? Because everything has been provided and everything has been subsidized for you. You get?
Fact.
And even if there's no food, government will open their silos and their barns. That's the storage. Everybody will come and buy. But now government don't have. Now just imagine if government want to send maybe grains to all the statistics state, they have to go and source for it and buy from the farmers. So.
Wow.
Well, all these things they're supposed to, all these trucks, they say, we have sent so number of trucks to Benue, we have sent so number of trucks to
That should
Bauchi,
be
we have so
national
number
reserve.
of trucks to so place. It's supposed to be coming from
The
government
reserve.
store houses. No, not even store houses, from government farm. Even the one that they say there is in the store, they are buying it. They are not supposed to buy and share. They are supposed to cultivate, store and share, or cultivate, store and sell. You get at the price they want it to be. Even if it is 5 naira, they will sell it. Why? Because it's their own. But government are not. Government don't own. They don't have farm. The whole of the nation, they don't have.
Wow.
Any farm you see, now we.
That brings us to the next question.
You
Anyways.
get. So are we supposed to be? Now we are the one feeding ourselves and feeding everybody in the government.
Yeah.
Feeding everybody.
Yeah.
That's why we cannot feed. But if everything is subsidized, if everything is subsidized, even me with my small money, I know I can cultivate like 10 hectares. If I cultivate 10 hectares, you cultivate 10 hectares, you cultivate 10 hectares, before you know it, my entire community will feed on just 3 of us. But because things are expensive, the farm input are expensive, you cannot farm more than a hectare. I cannot farm more than a hectare. You cannot farm more than a hectare.
Without breaking
And
the
there's land. You get?
Yeah.
Because you don't have the capacity.
So talking about you've buttressed a lot of ideas and solutions. You've talked about what government need to do to fix this issue. Now, there is one thing I also want to ask for our audience. You know, there are a lot of people that want to venture into farming business as private individuals, right?
Yeah.
So we have big farms in Nigeria, like the Iyaku farms, the former speaker's farm, the Otta farm, and a lot of them.
Yeah.
We have them. And I
Yeah.
believe they are passing through some challenges,
Yeah.
which you've mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So in what way can the government come in to support private farms in Nigeria? And for people that are trying to venture into private farms, what should they do to get started?
Let us not even discuss about that, because both the government and the private sector, they're supposed to play key. You get? Okay, I have money. I'm a businessman. I have money. I'm not in government, but I am a businessman. I have money and I want to venture into farming. Yes, venture into farming. But if I'm venturing into farming, which means if I farm, I will farm as a business. You get? As a business. So now, government will now come in. If government just remove their hand, take off their hand from this, do you know that this private sector that are venturing into farming, do you know that as they are taking it as business, buying farm input with higher price, do you know that they will not go less in selling their farm produce? Because even them, they are going to the market. If they are going to market to buy all this farm input as a subsidized rate, you know that government has come in. So they will produce, we will have more food, very cheap. But if government take off their hand, things are expensive. And me, as a rich man, businessman, venturing into farming, definitely I'm going there for profit. You get, the price will keep skyrocketing, going up. Definitely. Yeah. Why? Because I am doing it for business. So now, but the business sector, we the masses, the poor masses, we need government to intervene for both of us. Without government intervention, nothing will change. Even if we have thousands of business people or rich people farming, nothing will change. Do you know why? Price will not go down.
Okay.
Because them too, they are doing it for business. And they are buying all this fertilizer and all of that with the same price that you are buying. So because we have a lot of private farms and you think that, okay, things is not reduced because them too, they are still buying things expensive, the farm input and everything. And you don't expect them, okay, after spending huge money on buying farm input and after cultivation and you expect them to crash the price. You know that it will not happen. But if government comes in, everything that we need, everything concerning farm in this country, if we don't produce them in this country, if we are to import them, if government will take off all the taxes and all of that, you get. so that things will be cheap for us. I am buying herbicide very cheap. I'm buying fertilizer very cheap. The rich people that want to venture into agriculture, they are buying those things cheap. Government will work up one day and said, even if they are not farming, even if government are not farming, because they have subsidized all these things, they will work up one day and said, from today, we don't want them to be selling rice, this. And you cannot just wake up in the morning and say, okay, you want to crash the price. You have to weigh. Okay, when they were farming last season, what was the cost of production? You get, you have to weigh it. Okay, maybe if we put the price 100 naira per mudu, it will not affect them. If we put it 19 naira, it will not affect them. But if we put it 15 naira, it will affect them because the cost of production last year was higher.
Yeah.
You cannot just come and say, okay, let me just crash. You have to sit down. You have to bring committee, expert. Let them sit down and make the analysis.
Yeah.
Take the statistics. Okay, the production last year, how was it? People really spend so much on farm input. If they spend so much on farm input, please, let's allow them to sell it this price. But let's work on the next season year. You get, you allow people to sell the way they want it. Then if you want to come in, then that's when you will now subsidize. When you subsidize, then even if after the subsidy on this farm input, you still have to weigh again on the price. You will not bring that price that will affect the production cost.
Well, it's quite complicated.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's how it's supposed to be. You cannot just wake up one morning, I'm in the market, beans is 3,000 per mudu, rice is this, rice is that. I know from next month, we want prices of things to crash. Do you know how much they used to produce those rice? Are you aware of the cost of production? So these are the things that you have to check before you weigh. Okay. Even now, Seth, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to weigh the cost of production. Okay. If these farmers weigh cost of production, the farm input, if these traders, people selling goods in the shop and all of that, you have to check the cost of transportation. If they import it from another country, you have to weigh. Okay, let's say this water. They use maybe 15 naira to produce this water. Everybody know the price of petrol in this country and diesel. Okay, I use maybe 15 naira to produce this water. Then I'm selling it 16 naira. I'm making profit of 10 naira. Then government will now say, no, it's expensive. And I'm only selling this thing 16 naira because the cost of, I'm supposed to, on a normal ground, I'm supposed to use 20 naira to produce this pure water. But because things are expensive, now I'm using 15 naira to produce it. You know that I cannot sell it 15 naira. I have to add my profit. Okay, after adding 10 naira, making 16 naira, then government will now say, no, it's expensive. People should bring it down to 14 naira. You know that it will not work now. Then if I'm bringing it down to 14 naira, then the government should look at it. Oh, they use diesel or petrol to produce this thing. How much is diesel in the market? How much this one? You weigh it. No. It's not supposed to be like that. You people should sell it 55 naira. You know that it's fair.
Yeah. So with all these things you've said, are we expecting a clash between the government and the farm producers?
That one was just a propaganda because it will not work.
Government will not even attempt it.
It will not work. No, they will say it now, but it will not work now. It can't work.
Okay.
It can't work.
Okay.
It just can't work. I can't use 10 naira to produce something, and you will now come and tell me, but I should sell it 8 naira. It will not work now. You pack up everything and go.
Why if the government try to enforce it?
It will not work. It can't enforce.
You know, the government can't enforce
how?
Anything.
How? Going to farms and blocking.
Right?
It's not right now. Because they are there for the
that
masses.
is why I'm saying
They
so
are
we
there
should
for the
anticipate
They are there
a
for they are
crisis.
there, they are there for the masses, and we expect government to listen to the cry of the masses, and them they know.
When the government were removing subsidy, they did not listen to
the
anything.
masses. They didn't
They
listen,
didn't
to,
listen
the
to
masses.
anything.
Yes, because that one is in their hands, but we are the one feeding the entire nation.
Okay, quite different.
If they have farm, if they are the one feeding us from their farm, they can do that.
Okay.
If they are the one feeding us from their farm, which government don't have farm, they don't. But we have our own farm. You will come to my house and force it from my store, and no, it doesn't work. Now we have power over this food because we are the one producing it. Then if government want to have power over price, they should subsidize farm input and farm also. You get? Government should have farm. They should farm. They are the ones supposed to be the one feeding us, not we feeding ourselves and the government. You get?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
It might be quite away from what you guys have been talking about.
Okay.
I want to go into farming, and I'm looking for the most profitable part or sector because I
Investor.
understand. Yeah, I want to invest because I understand there are different sectors or
value chain.
Yeah.
that I
Agriculture,
can
yeah.
actually go into. As a professional, which one would you advise me to go into? Coming from somebody that has little or no knowledge about agriculture.
Okay. Then you have to sit down and decide, do I want to go into crop production or animal husbandry?
Okay.
Then you have to decide. If you want to go for crop,
Which
then-
one has more money?
all of them, they are in high demand.
Okay.
Both plants and animal, they are in high demand.
Okay.
Yes. And be it that our population is high. So anything agric, it will really thrive. Any business that has to do with agriculture in Nigeria, right? Because the population is increasing all the time. And all these agric products are in high demand.
People have to eat.
Yes, you have to, definitely. It's not that definitely.
So
That's the first thing first. Food first. Food first before any other thing. If you want to do rice, it will sell. If you want to do corn, it will sell. I'm talking about commercial purpose. That's why.
In commercial quantity.
Yeah, in commercial quantity. That's why. The reason why we don't have enough food in this country because most of our farmers, they cannot afford to produce in commercial quantity. Why? Because the cost is high. Because of cost of production is high. That's why if government can step in to subsidize all of this, an average Nigerian I know can be able to cultivate from 50 hectares and above. If the average Nigerian can cultivate 50 hectares and above, you know that definitely will go a long way. Every living soul in Nigeria will eat 3 square meals and will even export food.
Wow.
3 square meal.
Yes, 3 square meals.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, still on his question, I think you should give us a specific answer. For
Okay.
example, in Bauchi now, someone wants to invest in Bauchi.
Yeah.
What should the person go into?
Okay. Bauchi is a good ground for agriculture. We can cultivate a lot of things here in Bauchi. We can cultivate millets. We can cultivate wheat. We can cultivate tomato very well. We can cultivate rice very well. I'm also cultivating rice in Bauchi. Like it's doing very well. Corn, which is maize, very well. Sesame, and some people call it benesit, and it can do very well in Bauchi. These are the crops that they do well in Bauchi, and the land is suitable for these crops mentioned.
Okay.
And also, you can also go into fattening. You know that God has blessed every state with his own kind of agricultural product. What we can see here in Bauchi, if you go to places like Lagos, they don't have. But in Lagos, they have other things that we don't have here in Bauchi. That's why we are one, and that's why government is supposed to put us under one umbrella. That there should be that synergy in trading. Okay, we cultivate this in Bauchi, and they don't have in Jos. They'll bring their own down here. We take our own down there. You get?
Yeah.
And then government, they're supposed to, okay, Bauchi people, you people are good in doing this. Then we were going to put in energy so that the production will be large.
Yeah.
Then government will now come in. They will produce a lot of things that are suitable for Bauchi soil. So they will feed the entire nation with that particular crops. They'll go to Jos. They will do the same thing also. I mentioned this earlier. Go to Benue, do this thing also. Go to Zop, do that also. But do you know that you can count the number of people that are cultivating wheat in Bauchi?
In large scale?
In large scale.
Okay.
In large scale. Do you know that you can count? There are not even many in large scale. Do you know that you can even count the number of people that cultivate sesame, that's Benesit, in Bauchi? And these crops, they do very well.
Oh.
And they are in high demand, not only in Nigeria, they are in high demand in China and other countries.
So if you
So
have
if-
good, if you cultivate good quantity, you can export.
Yes, we can export. Nigerian, we can export.
How easy is it to export?
Everything depends on government.
Actually.
Yes. If
Wow.
government can decide to do anything, if the farm is owned by government, they can do anything they want. If they want to export this money, they can export anything they want to do. It's just a communication between the sender and the receiver. That's all.
As a normal farmer, private farmer.
No,
How
there are some.
easy is
No,
it to
no.
export?
It's easy. You know that there are some rules and regulation and some do's and don'ts. So you have to follow due process. There's some certification you have to follow and make sure that your crops and all of
Maybe
that are
some
clean.
license too.
Yes, some license and all of that. So
Okay.
you have to follow. There are some people that are expert in that part.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's a different conversation, but it's easy if you follow the process. But why are we even talking about exportation? we have not even eaten.
When we are hungry.
We are not, we have not even reached that stage of exporting any product in Nigeria because we have not even.
People,
As I'm talking here, sir, I'm hungry.
people are hungry.
The glory days
I'm
of
hungry, sir.
cocoa, rubber, and the rest.
Granules.
Yeah.
See, we are not even supposed to talk about exportation here.
Okay.
Let's feed first. Let's eat first. Let the government interfere. Let them subsidize farm input so that everybody that wants to farm can be able to farm, no matter how small it is. Because I know we have millions of people that want to farm, but they can't afford to farm.
True.
And the few that they can farm, they cannot farm in that commercial quantity.
Again.
Yes. Okay, now like me and you, are you not farming? Are you not a farmer? You're a
I'm
farmer.
a
I'm a
farmer.
farmer. You are a farmer.
I've been a farmer.
But can we feed this our area? We can't.
We don't have the quantity.
And there's another thing again. If government can subsidize all this farm input, that's number one. Things will come down and massive people will engage in farming and we will have enough of food all year round. Because the population of Nigeria is becoming alarming. And agriculture is not going forward, it's going backward. And the climate change is affecting our
Production.
production. Then that's why I said government should step in so that Nigerians, both the poor masses, the average Nigerians, the rich ones, and the government itself will embark on both dry season and rainy season farming. So we can adopt irrigation system of farming, we will have food
all around.
Our population has passed that level of all the time waiting for rainy season. The food that we produce once in a year will not do anything for us. Talk more of exporting it to neighboring countries. But if we can practice both irrigation and rainy season, have cultivating farms all year round, we'll have enough. And irrigation system.
So everything just boils down to the government.
Yes, everything boils down to government. Everything that we are facing today is the government. The policies and all of it.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Much needed conversation.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have to go. Josh, final words.
Yeah, as you rightly say in the beginning, if you are to tell us stories,
we cannot finish it this month.
And that's fact.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so my final words, please, the government needs to intervene.
Yeah, they need to.
Because more than 30 million or 60 million Nigerians are in acute hunger, according to reports in 2020.
Yeah.
So government need to get involved with policies that are favorable to farmers, both peasant farmers and large-scale farmers.
Yeah.
And then we as individuals, we should also engage in farming at both seasons.
Yeah.
Plant something.
Yeah, you plant something. Plant something today.
If not,
so that you eat
will
something tomorrow.
Yeah.
When you plant something today, you will have something to eat tomorrow. But government, please, we need policies that will make our agriculture thrive more than, because it's not something to even talk about. It's not something to even advise the government, because they know what they're supposed to do. It's just that they should act.
It's a reminder, right?
we are just reminding them. Now we need
and I think we
good
need
policies.
We need a lot of CSOs to get involved in reminding the government, in checkmating them to act.
Yeah, and there are some informations that a lot of farmers are lacking, especially the one in the village, the remote areas, the rural areas. There are some agricultural techniques because of the global warming, because of the climate change. You know that people really panicked during that August break. There was no rain in other states.
That's why we need experts.
Yes, so people panicked. But I was aware before time because I have the information.
Yeah.
What about the people that don't have access to information? And some people now, we are saying that even if you have this kind of breed of rice or corn that you can plant and cultivate within 2 months, you can still plant. Because of the climate change, we know that, and we are hoping, we are not God anyway, but God has given man knowledge to study his environment.
Yeah.
And we are saying that this year, definitely this rain might reach November ending. So if you plant now, at least you can still cultivate
in time.
All right, those are your final words.
So my last thing that I will say before I stepped out, plant something today so that you will have something to eat tomorrow.
What?
No matter how small it is.
Keep coming. Oh God.